4, 3, 2, 1.
You're listening to Racing World, brought to you by Perspective Group. It's your motorsport podcast show in conjunction with Race Control Magazine.
Welcome to a Racing World special as we count down to the second to last IndyCar race of the year from the beautiful Laguna Seca Raceway on the Monterey coast. Just stunning coastline, beautiful countryside, and there it is, nestled in a sort of a valley. The Laguna Raceway really is just something quite special, but it comes with a few twists, and one of those is this, the extremely tight pit lane with 27 IndyCars again at this round. Alex Palau still on top of the points, all the pressure to play for really, and would have to say at this stage probably the top contender for the title. Cars went out on Friday for one 45-minute practice session. That's all they got, so there was a lot of running early on. Scott McLaughlin was in amongst it and did a great job actually. Then sort of counted this little area coming up here and run down off the corkscrew, and just shows you how demanding this track is. But great performance from McLaughlin, and certainly should be very proud of his IndyCar season to date. Alex Palau, he kind of got around the track, but again it shows you how physical this track is, and you put a wheel off and it starts to sucker you off. Elio Castroneves was another one that fell victim to it and ended up bringing out the only red flag in Friday's practice. And this is a track where Scott Dixon made his debut for Chip Ganassi Racing back in 2001. It was actually a combined PacWest Racing and Ganassi Racing venture back then. Back to the action, of course, and Will Power trying a little bit of drifting through one of the turns here at Laguna. And Rinus VK, again, another person who fell victim to dropping a wheel over the edge, and you pay the price big time. So the race impact will be massive if this happens during the race. Alexander Rossi again showing just how physical this track is, and the lack of grip that we're seeing in this track as well, especially with the harder black Firestone tyre. And Colton Herta topping out things on the first day and doing a great job, but again the physical nature of the track. And it was Joseph Newgarden that took honours on day one.
Stay with you. One from our friend David Turner down in New Zealand. He says, can and will your teammates be of help to you this weekend?
If they can be, it just depends on the positioning we're in. I think if there's a situation where they can help me out, I'm sure they would. I'm sure they would lend a helping hand just as I would. And the flip of the situation, we've always been really good at that at Team Penske, kind of understanding the overall goal. But we may not be in that situation. It's hard to predict at this moment, what's going to be happening in the race. But I think if there is a chance to help, then we'll be able to help each other.
Onwards now to Saturday and qualifying, and Dixon was one of those people that sort of was there and thereabouts, but in the end ultimately he qualified 8th. Then the big surprise really, and an impact to the championship, Joseph Newgarden missing out on even the fast 12, and ultimately he qualified 17th, so he will be starting deep in the pack, that's for sure. One that did get caught out was Graham Rahal with this spin. He'll ultimately start 12th in the race tomorrow.
Qualifying the books here, Monterey, Laguna Seca, just clearly spun in Group 2. We were actually on pace to advance without a problem, and it's just on me, just pushing hard, and just tracked out of turn 6, and the car bottomed on the curb, and that was it. Just lost control. So unfortunately, we got to just put our heads down and focus on tomorrow. We're going to start 12th. It was nice to advance into Q2. We were in a pretty stacked first group there. To be able to get through was a great sign, but we got to keep our heads down and focus on what we've got to do tomorrow. It's going to be a tough day. Tire dag is going to be a major issue, and hopefully we can sneak up there into the top 5.
And then to some of the heavy hitters, Will Power, he'll be lining up 3rd tomorrow. There was talk of him starting 2nd, but officially he'll be starting 3rd. And of course, Palau and O'Ward will be starting 4th and 6th respectively. So they're a little bit deeper than what we'd expect them to be. And the man of the moment, Colton Herta, the 25th anniversary since his dad's famous passing move at the corkscrew, winner the last time IndyCar was there, he'll be starting from pole.
David Turner from New Zealand asks, is this a higher risk pit lane in terms of traffic and space and time and pit lane in relation to others? You talked a little bit about that yesterday, but I'm sure it hasn't changed, right? It's difficult out there.
Yeah, it's very difficult. 27 cars on this pit lane is very tight. And I'm pretty sure we're probably right around or just at the minimum box requirements from IndyCar. And it feels like it's going to be very tough if you have a guy in the pits behind you and in front of you pitting. Hopefully, since we're out front, we can kind of get enough of a gap and get away from everybody that will be racing, that when we come into the pits, it shouldn't be a lot of drama. But, it's very, it's something that can definitely happen.
One that you won't be able to count out of the race tomorrow, that's for sure, and that's willpower.
Pretty good day. I really wanted to get in the fast six. We got there and then was so close to getting pole. Fortunately got my lap taken away because someone spun, I think Pato spun the corkscrew there. So they deleted that lap, so I'll start third. So can definitely win from there.
This was to become the best of the Rahal cars, and that was Oliver Askew, and he'll end up starting 5th tomorrow.
Yeah, fantastic qualifying here today for the Hy-Vee number 45 guys from Rahal, Letterman, Lanigan. I felt really good in the car, and the car, complimented me as well. And it's when you get it right around here, it feels really good. When you get it wrong, not so much. So today we got it right. Really enjoyable session, and looking forward to starting in the top 5 tomorrow.
And then to McLaughlin starting 17th. He led the timesheets and topped the timesheets in practice too, but will start the race from 17th.
Day of what could have been for the PPG Chevy. Unfortunately, we have a really fast race car, and I'm pretty gutted about the qualifying situation we found ourselves in. All completely my fault. We were fastest in practice, fastest time of the weekend almost, and feeling really, really strong, and then just made a really, really, really bad mistake on my first set of reds, it's completely on me. So we'll start 16th when we probably easily should have been in the top 6. Definitely my strongest race of the year, and I made a mistake myself. So big rookie mistake. We'll get them out of the way this year and come back stronger tomorrow, and see if we can pass 15 cars tomorrow and finish the race at the top. So see how we go.
And there it is, the scene is set. Laguna Seca, second to last round of the IndyCar Series for 2021. It'll be a cracker.